What's up guys, Josh Mosman here, and today we have a brand new 2020 TM 144 MX 2-stroke. So the Italians are pretty tight-lipped when it comes to giving out information, but luckily TM's US importer Ralph Schmidt knows these things like the back of his hand, and every time a new TM model rolls off the cargo ship and into his garage, he tears into it to find out all the details so he can educate us on what has been updated to the new TMs. For this TM 144, the 5 most significant updates include a reworked cylinder, an updated electronic power valve, and a new push rod like the TM 300 MX 2-stroke. In the past, we've had issues with the cable-operated TM power valve, so the new push rod power valve is a breath of fresh air. It requires less maintenance because there's no cable to adjust. Since the power valve is now operated electronically, that means the ECU had to be updated as well. The TM 144 has KYB forks, and instead of a matching KYB shock, TM makes their own shock in-house. And the TM rear shock is new as well, with settings that match the forks. A common misconception about this bike is that people think it's a big bore 125, but that's not the case. TM is a boutique builder. It is a small Italian company that produces bikes in limited numbers, not in the tens of thousands like the red, blue, white, orange, and green bikes. TM builds each of its bikes from the ground up, using lots of customized parts, which is reflected in the high price tag. Unlike KTM, who builds its 150SX by installing a bigger piston, the TM 144 starts from scratch. That means it has totally new cases, a different crank, and a completely unique bore and stroke. Is KTM smart and TM dumb? No, not at all. TM dares to be different because it is, after all, tailored to a different type of customer. You can think of TM as the Ducati of motocross. The engine on the TM 140 MX surprised our testers. They expected a big bang engine like the KTM 150SX, but the 2020 TM 144 wanted to scream at the top of its lungs. It ran best when held wide open. The power spread was reminiscent of an old school factory 125cc engine. Our fast test riders couldn't say enough about the power because their skill allowed them to keep the throttle pegged to the stops. Slower testers had some issues at first. They felt the bike lagged off the bottom, which hampered their ability to get on top of the power right away. We fixed some of this with the needle change to clean up the low to mid transition, which connected the power better. To close the gaps between gears and allow the engine to rev out faster for our lower level riders, we went from the stock 1352 gearing to the 1353 gearing. This gearing change made a big difference, helping out our vet and novice riders use more of the power output. Over the years, the European that TMs used to have has slowly eroded away, and the American style of handling has replaced the Italian style. That translates into less oversteer, quicker handling, and a more connected feel. And we couldn't be happier about this new Americanized handling because we're Americans. This change in philosophy means no more stink bug rear ends, harsh forks, cow horn handlebars, front end push, and oversprung rear shocks. The 2020 TM 144 MX offers a rigid and stable chassis that turns exceptionally well. It doesn't shake or wiggle at speed, and the cockpit is big, which suits our taller riders well. Overall, our test riders had 0 complaints. The bike handled very well, and we're happy to say that because a few years ago, TM had nightmare settings in its K-Alba SSS forks. Now, TM has great forks, and the nightmare days are long gone. The 2020 forks were on the soft side for our pro test riders. They went in on the compression for better holdup. As for the TM shock, nobody said a thing. All of the test riders liked the standard setting best, and only the race sag was changed to accommodate different riders' weights. Overall, the suspension setup worked well. We could see riders only changing a few clicks here and there to get their proper base setting on the forks. If you buy a 2020 TM 144, make sure to ride the bike before you send your suspension to your favorite tuner. You might be surprised. The TM 144 MX reminds us of what factory 125cc machines were like back in the 2-stroke heyday. This bike needs to be revved to the moon to get the most out of it. Skilled 2-stroke riders will love this bike through and through. It is just about the complete package. It handles well and has good suspension. The engine can take a beating, and it has brakes and a clutch that hold up as well. If you're a serious racer, love 125s, and dare to be different, this bike is right up your alley. The TM 144 MX costs $8,695, which is just shy of $1,200 more than the KTM 150. For more in-depth bike tests and product reviews, check out our magazine, and to stay up to date with the latest news, reviews, results, and more, check out motocrossactionmag.com. The MXA Wrecking Crew has gone through a handful of cool two-strokes lately. Make sure to click these thumbnails to check out our latest videos. And wait, before you go, also make sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube just to stay up to date with what we're up to.